then they sent me to Louisville to build a plant, which was a nightmare. And I managed to get sick down there and was off for, I don't know, they had me grounded for 9 weeks, which meant I couldn't do anything. And they had me last couple, and in walks one of my guys, Jerry Beaumont was his name, or Bianco rather. And he said, I saw Ed Jones. Well, Ed Jones was from Canada. He was the production manager of the Oakville plant. Nice guy, super nice. If you had a resume writer, that was Jules Verne, you wrote his resume. He was Welsh, graduated from Oxford, had a master's from somewhere in Canada, and had 34, was the head of QC in 3 GM plants simultaneously. But he made a boo-boo and got into a contest with one of the plant managers of Ford, which at that time was 22, which you do not do, because it's never on paper, but your career just ended right there. So here come Bricklin and offered him a vice president, director of operations, to build a Bricklin.
Good morning.
So he was down in Detroit, Dearborn actually, and Jerry said, I saw Ed Jones. I said, oh, okay. He must be down the lobby. He said, no, hey, I was out on Michigan Avenue. I said, doing what? He said, some kind of car thing. I said, would you get a phone number? He said, yeah. So I called up, and the reception lady says, General Vehicles Incorporated. I said, oh, okay. Do you have an Ed Jones? Well, yes, I do. Got to speak with him. So I get on the phone, and he says, Ed Jones. I said, what in the hell are you doing? He said, that must be Terry Tanner. I said, yeah. And we talked for a few minutes. I said, well, I owe you dinner because you bought my last one in Toronto. So I took him to the Sundog restaurant, which is part of the Leisure Deja Vu of Bricklin. And we sat there and drank his rum and coke and my Manhattans, and we chatted, and we went over to Romulus at 3 o'clock in the morning to look at prototype 3 on the surface plate. My comment was, it's a nice, funny looking car, but does it work? Well, not exactly. And I said, I can see some not exactly. Who designed them damn doors? And he said, well, you know, I said, I don't know what you ought to shoot him with a small caliber weapon so he dies in agony. Because that, you couldn't have done it more wrong if that had been your intention. We're picking it up. My favorite is a 20-foot 2x4 or a 10-foot. Take a 10-foot. I can pick it up with 2 fingers in the middle. We'll go to one end and pick it up with 2 fingers. Ain't happening. Well, that's what we were doing. We were picking the door up from the very worst mechanical disadvantaged location. How dumb is that? And I said, look at the, how much the thing weighs? He says, 95 pounds. I said, you got to be out of your mind. The only doors went up at so far has been a Mercedes, it weighs 18 pounds. Guess what? That's pretty stupid. And I said, what else? He rattled off some other. I said, this is a sports car and you got Hornet suspension. You got to be kidding me. That's like a waterbed. That's got wheels on it. How crazy is this? So we rattled on, and then he took me to the engineering office, General Vehicles, which is about 40,000 feet. Went in, you got all the wool carpeting and all the fancy offices and all that shit. Then he went into a room about the size of the one out here, about 3,000 foot. And that table represents the drawing tables. They were 4x8 sheets of plywood nailed together with 2x4s. The car was full-scale Mylar drawn. There was no computer. This was done the hard way, folks. Line drawings. Okay? And they were Rena pencils. They were people that came from different companies that were basically draftsmen that were putting on another shoe called designer. We had a very competent chief engineer or head of the style or department of engineering was Todd Monroe. Very good guy, got a tremendous reputation. Big in Panteras, big in Mustangs, been to Bonneville, designed AJ Foyt race cars at Indy.
Actually, if you guys ever find the rebuild engine book for the 351 Cleveland,
Tom wrote
he's
it.
the one that wrote that book.
Tom was very good. I didn't appreciate Tom completely. We had some differences of opinion a few times. And he learned to hope I didn't come too many times to his office. But what I did was found out that I walked in this room and here's these tables, and I said, okay, fine. And around the entire periphery were little offices, director of, yada, yada, yada. And I said, where do the Indians live? I see a bunch of chiefs, they don't do a goddamn thing. Where do the Indians build cars? Not chiefs. They write procedures. They want completion graphs, status graphs. You know what? I don't make those. I didn't make them for it. I refused. I tell you, you want to see what's going on, get off your ass and go look. I'm not going to make up a chart that tells you that. And when they wrote letters, all them letters, I don't know if you guys ever been to engineering lettering. That's back when we lettered everything in a guide. And I lettered it out. I write terribly. I'm left-handed. You can hardly tell what I'm doing. And I lettered a couple letters and I sent them in. And of course, he scribbled all over the goddamn thing. Second letter I wrote it, I said, let me tell you what, you scribble on this one, you're writing the next one. You didn't hire me to be an engineering or English major. You hired me to fix stuff. That's what I do. I fix stuff. And that don't include writing letters 4 times. Now, so I got along good with them, but we got into that. I said, this is nuts. What are these people? What do they do? Well, it turned out, I don't know if any are in a corporate structure that has this kind of a situation. Later, they called me in the office one time when, well, I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, they gave me an interview with Dick Vollmer, which is one of the functional key people in Bricklin, and hired the 2 managers for process engineering and industrial engineering of my choice from Ford. I said, they don't come, I don't come. These people, I know who they are. In fact, one of them used to be my boss in plant engineering. And he was working for me at Division. And I said, I know who these people are. I know what they're able to do. If I tell John McClure to get that done, I know it will happen. There's no maybes about it. It will happen. And if it takes 48 hours and don't sleep, then that's what the hell we do. I had people, those people work for me scheduled from 6 a.m. to midnight for 33 days straight to make a changeover. Okay, I averaged 104 hours a week in Ford for a year. That's what it took to get the job done. Bricklin, they came. I said, if they don't come, I'm not. And when we went to the plant, March 3rd, the plant had 1 frame, 2 people leaning on it, a car wash conveyor, which you can see in the pictures, put in the plant off center so far that one aisle was people, the other one was semis driving side by side. There was no way to supply the materials to the inland side of the line because it was a D loop. We had to figure out how to fly the stuff over to the inside. It was insane. They had a Clark compressor, which was at least 75 years old, and they had run the pipe through the snow load ceiling, snow load ceiling, and then they took 1-inch pipe about 300 feet and just laid it on top of the cross hangers for the snow load roof. Then they ran a pipe down almost to the ground and didn't hook it either. I said, you've got to be out of your mind. there was a chain hoist hooked up. You could take the hook in your hand, push the button and stop it. Because there was no air coming out the hole. You know, at a certain length of air, height of restriction, you don't get nothing. So I'm looking at this, I'm saying, oh my God. We were looking at it and saying, they had 9 holes in the floor. Because they had a Puerto Rican engineer who thought you needed those. You need one pit to hook up the steering, or the shift linkage. That's it. What are we doing here? So we got in a car and we drove to Minto, New Brunswick. This was a trip inland. Now Minto is mining town. It had been formed in the 1600s. And every time they moved it, it shrunk. When we got there, Minto had the Sara Lee Motel with no phones in the room, and a gas pump, and a general store post office. That was Minto. And it was a Quonset hut, or actually a metal building built for the Lend-Lease program post-World War II. And we were going to thermoform plastic bodies in a very poorly insulated metal building in an area of the world which has an 8-foot snow base. You can walk out the door in Minto, turn left, and walk to the Arctic Circle and never meet nobody but a moose. And I said, we're building a car here.
Well guys, thanks for watching the Terry Tuesdays. I hope you're enjoying these episodes as much as I'm enjoying making them. So guys, I'm going to be going away on holidays and I won't be back till after the 3rd of September. So the videos might take a little bit of a soft holiday with me. So they will convene when I do get back. Again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, put them in the comment section. Don't forget to hit like, that helps me out a lot, and also share and subscribe. Well guys, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to head on now and we'll catch you when I get back. Stay loose for now.